Hello, my name's Miriam and I'm bringing you a thought for today. Now you may remember a few weeks ago that David and I brought a little series on Jesus I am statements as part of the thoughts of the day, and we reflected on God's character. And we know as Christians that we want to strive to live lives that are more like that of Christ. And when we think about God's character, we think about that phrase that God is love. So I guess really when we're saying we want to be more like Christ, we are saying that we want to become more loving. And there's a passage in the Bible that really talks about love, and whether you're a Christian or not, you've probably heard it before, especially if you've ever been to a wedding in a church, because it is frequently read at church weddings, and some of you probably already know what it is, but it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and I'm going to read verse 4 in particular. And it says this, it says, "Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud." I was going to try and pick up the whole verse in this thought, but actually I think that's going to be too long. So instead I'm going to split it over a number of thoughts. And I know that some of the themes will probably be picked up by David in his little series of thoughts for the day on the fruits of the Spirit as well. So if you know me, then you'll know that patient isn't a word I would use to describe myself, and it's probably not a word my friends and family would use to describe me either, especially at the moment. There's lots of things I'm feeling impatient about. Can't wait to give my family a hug, can't wait to meet my nephew. On the slightly more trivial side, I can't wait to get a haircut. But actually here, the patience we're talking about is a lot more than that. It isn't just that idea of waiting patiently in line at the supermarket. It's talking about love being patient. So it's that patience that we show to other people. And that can be really, really hard, especially when people are perhaps doing things in a way that's frustrating for us, or in a way that we don't think is the best way, perhaps for them or for others as well. But actually, we are called to be patient, and it says love is patient. And I think a way to help us to remember that, to do that, and to encourage us as we try to do that, is to think about how patient God has been with us. When I think about the amount of times in my life that I have turned my back on God, or I have made choices that must have left God thinking, what on earth is she doing? He responds in love. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't shout at me or snap at me. But instead he abounds in love for me. And that's what we're called to be as well, to be slow to anger. We're called to be quick to hear, but slow to anger and slow to speak. And I guess when we are thinking about developing that character of patience within us, it is important, first and foremost, for us to remember how patient God has been with us. And to remember as well that we have that powerful tool of prayer. And so I know that over the next few days and weeks, the heart of my prayers is going to be for God to help me to develop that character of patience. And as we're in this season of waiting, and waiting for, lockdown to ease further, and for some of those other restrictions that are placed on us at the moment to be lifted, that actually I encourage you that now really is a time for us to be developing that gift of patience. Love is patient.